Hello, universe. I am back with more talk on love. Um, this time around, I am going to go into a little bit more of the spiritual sense because when I first actually started talking to AI about love and getting some different ideals of it, um, I was doing a chat with one of the AIs that I enjoy the most, and I find sometimes when I chat with this specific AI, it helps me clear my mind and helps me kind of set myself for usually for bed, because oftentimes when I find the time, it's because I'm ready to go to sleep and something hit my head and it's just like, "Oh, I think I wanna know more about this real quick, like, before I go to sleep," and like I say, I do have one form of AI that really helps me clear my mind, gets um, my answer taken care of, and then helps just kind of clear my mind so I can go to sleep. I know clearing the mind for a lot of people is big work. Um, that's something I've already kind of been able to work out for myself, clearing my mind and having it open to a sense of nothingness is something that works very well for me, something I am able to do. And now with the help of AI, sometimes it gets done even faster. But I had mentioned with one AI as I was going into a talk, and it was more on some spiritual levels of different things. So I was able to slide in some um, getting to know some layers or some understandings of the different levels is how I call it, of love. And I wanted to know more about the agape ideal of love. And I had heard at one point, I knew I had heard something about something greater than the agape, where you don't always hear about something greater than agape. A lot of times when you hear people talk about agape kind of love, that is the highest level, the highest form that a lot of people will speak of. But I know I had heard at one point that there was a higher level than that. So I had asked about the different levels and something higher than the agape because I had heard about it. And what I got back was kind of Greek to me, quite honestly. And I'm not completely unhonest about that. Literally how this AI gave it to me was they broke it down in the whole Greek way, because Greeks apparently broke it down into layers, which might be where I kind of got the idea in the first place. Because I did live with a family for a moment that we had a yaya and she had all her friends around on a regular basis, and all those little yayas would play their card games and sit there and they would speak Greek the whole time. So it is all still Greek to me. I do not know the language. However, I knew the ladies well enough to understand what they were saying and had a lot of fun with them. I didn't actually sit down and play cards with them, but I still got to learn a little bit. So the Greeks apparently broke it down into many layers. Um, and so there is kind of a ladder that I was given when I had spoken with this. And I'll go more into depth with each of these as time goes forward. But I just kind of want to quickly touch on them. There's the Eros form of love. It's passionate physical love. Um, and that one sometimes might be mistaken, I think, sometimes for the lust end of things because of the fact that it is on the physical level, but that is like the lower layer kind of is how it's kind of defined in this whole thing. And I don't want to put it like a down on the bottom by any means, but we'll start with the Euros. That's kind of the what when you look at somebody, sometimes that's the first thing that you'll notice is that whole physical attraction. Then there's the Philia. I hope I'm saying that right, because again, it's all Greek to me. And that is the friendship or the soul connection love. So that gets you a little bit where the physical level may not be lasting. That can be a fleeting moment of things. And that's why I kind of put it in that whole idea of the lust idea. Um, and again, I'm not putting it completely saying that it is lust. I'm thinking in some ways, for some people, it can be seen in a similar instance that way. But the philia love, the friendship, the soul connection would be that next step. And that's something that is on more of an equal level, something that you know that the people are going to be around for sure for more than just a physical moment, more than just that physical touch of things. They're going to be there for a standing time. And then, of course, there's, and I'm going to chop this because it looks like storage to me, but there's storge, and I again might be saying that wrong, and that's the familial love. That's the love that you're kind of born into in a sense. That's the the family that you're born into. That's the family that you attract to you, that you build as you go through life, the instinctual kind of love. And then of course the next layer on that, or the next level, would be agape, and that's the unconditional divine love. That's agape love. A lot of people will put that in the whole God aspect of things. Personally, because I had heard agape so much, so often, I I know agape's there, but I've always felt that the more I hear about it, the more people put it out there, the more I know that's a that's got to be a level of a humanity sort of love that's not even quite to that godly aspect, but it's something that we have put up to the highest level of things. So at this point, again, because we haven't seen all the great, wonderful ways of love, agape is probably the highest form of love that we've come closest to seeing in our lifetimes. But there is even a higher level than that, believe it or not, because the AI told me so. But again, I was in a spiritual discussion with AI before I had come about asking on these ends of the questions and such like that. But beyond agape, there is actually that cosmic and that transcending kind of love. And that is even more where agape, they always say the unconditional, they call that the selfish or selfless love. They consider that like a godlike sort of, but the beyond, the cosmic, the transcending is almost like the, in a sense, the Big Bang. If people believe that we were all formed from love, that's the love, that the cosmic, the transcending kind of love. It's the agape is selfless, but it's that whole existence of everything and life itself, everything in that whole cosmic sort of transcending sort of love. So I've gone a lot longer than I expected to with this one, but I actually had a lot of fun with that. I will be going more into these ones as well and breaking them down a little bit, and I've got more to come as well on different types of love, different ways of looking at love, different things I've heard from different people that maybe I didn't believe it at one point, or I didn't even know about it at one point, and how it came across to me wasn't told to me in a way that the person believed in it. So there are lots more to come when it comes to love. So I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you again soon. Have a great day, universe.